Hello everybody, my name is Merc, and we are back with more Elden Ring. Took a little bit of break from the daily uploads. It was getting to me, although I'm sure most folk won't even realize because not a lot of people are watching these the day they come out, which is fine. I'm mostly doing this series for my own enjoyment, I'm not gonna lie. But there was a point in the past week where it became much less of a thing that I enjoy and more of like a bit of a chore. And this past week has been pretty busy for me and I've been pretty tired, so I decided let's let the Elden Ring Let's Play go a little bit. We are at the south of Liurnia Lake. We just finished clearing the Lakeside Crystal Cave at the end of the last episode, where we met Latenna the Albinoric. So she's an Albinoric? I thought the weird frog creatures were Albinorics. Oh well. Yeah, so it's been about a week since I played last. Just wasn't really in the mood to play more. But now we're back, and I think we're going to start by going to this Everjail, the Malefactor's Everjail, and let's see what we are dealing with in here. Let's read these messages. Try guard counter. Try sorcery. Didn't expect weak foe. Alright, well, here we go. Into the Malefactor's Everjail. Let's see what kind of boss we're going to encounter here. Let's use the skill that we have. Dan, Thief of Fire. So this looks like a player character of sorts. We hit him out of the air. Oh, that was a big chunk of damage that he just let me have. Apparently the Thief of Fire... Oh, can heal. They only had one Estus though. Oh, I was out of stam. Got a little greedy. They have like a flail, heavy armor, and fire on their left hand. But they are no more. Adan, Thief of Fire. No match for the Grafted Blade Greatsword. Flame of the Fell God. Cool. We'll read about that when we go back to the normal world. Man, that's not even like 5 minutes in this episode and we already killed the boss. Of course, we could have encountered this boss quite a bit earlier. I feel like no matter what, it would have been a pretty similar fight. We haven't got that much more powerful in the past little bit. Let's read about that magic spell we got. Incantation of Fire. Requires 41 faith, so we're not getting that anytime soon. Summons Raging Fireball that explodes and sets the area ablaze. A legendary incantation is one of several that draws directly from the power of the fire giants. Arganthi, the chief guardian of the flame, had kept this incantation a well-kept secret until it was stolen by Adan. The Fell God still lurks within the fire giants. Arganathi is the Fell God, I guess. And then Adan stole this spell and was sentenced to an Everjail. Description of releasing a ball of raging fire and then setting the area ablaze is really reminiscent of the Great Chaos Fireballs of Dark Souls, where it would be like a giant fireball, and then when it would hit the ground, lava would linger for a little bit. Those spells were pretty dang powerful. Group ahead. Be wary of packs. We're gonna go west along this upper path here because we've not done so yet. Just having a look at that player ghost over there. They seem to have a rather large shield. Oh, I was looking at the one on the right. Didn't even notice the one on the left. More of these little gremlins. We're not dying to one hit, which is unfortunate. Okay, we need to play this safe because there's now 4 of them. Which ones are almost dead? You're almost dead. And you're almost dead. They definitely have some range capabilities. I do think these are just smoke bombs. I think I've determined that. Did they die? They did die. Oh, we have 41,000 souls. As much as I don't necessarily want to go back to the Site of Grace, We are going to go do that briefly. We'll have to take out those little gremlins again. But it's a small cost to pay to ensure that we use these souls for a level up or two. What are we going to level up here? Go with more endurance and vigor, of course. More strength would probably be nice as well. What does mine do? Just increase our FP? I'm just seeing if it would increase our slots or something as well. Of course, Faith, Arcane. None of that's really going to be that useful for us. Do we just keep pumping vigor for now? The less we die, the better, in my opinion. Steal that smoldering butterfly from the campfire, and then we'll go back up. So we've cleared out a decent section of this swamp now. I would say probably about half the swamp. Or Lake Liurnia, whatever you want to refer to it as. It's kind of funny, I can see the creatures in the brush, because the brush did not load as fast as these entities did. So I could notice them creeping in the bushes. Man, even a roll attack is enough to take out these dudes in one hit. Makes the fight quite a bit easier. Any more surprises hidden around here? What's with this little rock outcropping? More gremlins. What else is new? These ones got like, that one had like a saw blade. A saw blade on a pike, maybe. Did get hit with the second attack. It really did like no damage at all. What's our HP at? It did 13 damage apparently. Looks like our path forward involves going through that little rock section. Having a quick look around. Does seem like that is the way we shall proceed. Let's read about this message. Be wary of grass, try target lock. That makes sense. These dudes are just hanging out in the grass. Target lock is a great tip. I was gonna say, I thought there was one closer. Two, in fact. Some gold-tinged excrement on the ground. Guess we don't really need to go through this little rock section, but I will. I missed that. Okay, just do the swipes. The swipes are enough to take out these dudes in one hit, so we don't need to get tricky using jump attacks or rolling attacks. Looks like there's maybe not a whole lot going on over here, just a bunch of ambush opportunities. You can kind of see the rain landing below, like you can see the animation of it splattering against the ground. I don't know if that's just like the rocks or if it's just like on the death zone. Looks like it might be a part of the rock. Yeah, it is actually. Apologies, I was getting a little intrigued by seeing splatters of rain touching the ground. Not too much going on up here. But I do see a pack of dudes above, as well as a man who just stood up at this ransacked caravan here. He is aware of us, so he's slowly creeping forward. Yeah, throw your smoke bomb. Okay, I missed. He's so short I missed my swipe. That man tried to jump on us. It did jump on us, do an attack, but I also took it out. Got some ballista bolts, which might be of use at a later point, but right now seems a little unnecessary. They cost a lot. to buy. So if I'm going to use them, I want to make sure I'm using them on something where that might be more important, more imperative to do so. Because for now we're still using the short bow. Even though we can use that giant ballista crossbow thing that we have. I don't remember what it's called. Doesn't seem like there's anything going on along the cliffside. Where was that? Oh yeah, we found a bonfire way up here. I was thinking for some reason it was closer to us. We are approaching this cliff, so this might be a bit of a dead end coming up. Well, let's look inside this camp. It does seem to be a camp of the fire wielders. In fact, we see a bunch of braziers lit in the distance in the center of the camp. I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I'm gonna regret it. Did some big damage, but the main man is not dead yet. Switch to the flask, heal up real quick. We did get a nice dodge there. That was a bit scary. But that patrol has been taken out, and they've dropped a couple smoldering butterflies for us. So directly below us is that cave that we cleared out. And then we can see the swamp section that we've not cleared out yet in front of us. I guess we'll check out this camp, but before we do so, let me check out this side, this cliff side real quick. Just want to ensure there's not a path actually up here. Does seem like there might, the possibility is there. Some bats here. Take them out one-on-one, one by one. Got a arteria leaf in the corner. Doesn't seem like there's a path over here. Read about these messages. Try attacking. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is a dead end. Don't know how that player died. Underground tomb ahead. For some reason, I kind of doubt it. Okay, let's loot what we can find here. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on. Gold-tinged excrement. Perhaps from those sheep. Those goats. Why did I say goat with an L there? Goat. So yeah, this area's been checked to my satisfaction. We'll go to the camp now. And by now I mean in a moment, because I guess I'm checking along this wall somewhere. Just more goats, as I call them now, apparently. And the swamp in front of us. Alright, let's see what's going on. In here, we can summon something. Is there anything we need to summon still? Skeletal bandit, we definitely summoned some land squirts. I think we might have summoned everything now. So let's actually not summon anything. Let me just double check something real quick. Oh yeah, we can't even summon the page. Because we have not. But we only have so much max FP. So we're gonna clear out this camp on our own. Looks like one of the fire witches saw us. Seems like when they attack, they don't actually disturb their fellow enemies. Their fellow camp folk. She really does have a crown of thorns. Did see this man over here. I was hoping to get a sneak attack up on him. Possibility is still there. I like how it's raining and you can actually tell I'm a little bit wet. I wonder if that affects like your resistances at all. In some other games, if you were wet and you took thunder damage, you would suffer the consequences. And in fact, if you were wet, you would not take as much damage from fire as well. which might help here, but somehow we miraculously dodged that Fire Witch's staff attack. There's an item in the tent. That's new. Dappled cured meat. Usually those tents don't contain anything but barrels to destroy. Fire spur me. So we got a new gesture. That's odd. I don't even remember what it looked like. This one. Oops, I guess I used it. Is it just gonna keep going until I move? It is. That's weird. What happens if I jump in the fire? I really wanted to take some fire damage. It's fine. Another item here. The Fire Monk's Prayer Book. No item in here. Let's read about that prayer book. Give to a learned cleric to acquire new incantations. Prayer book of the fire monks who came from mountaintops of the giants far to the north. So perhaps these enemies we've been fighting, the fire witches, are also known as fire monks. Can be given to the learned cleric to gain access to the following incantations: O Flame and Surge O Flame. That might be interesting for our character here, Merc. Certainly has an interest in using some fire. So we've checked out these little islands now. This little symbol of the man walking was my way of telling myself that we've not explored the section to the west of it. I did notice there was another patrol of fire monks ahead. I wonder if I can sneak up on them while we're in water. Does seem like we can. Okay, we did not get through that surprise attack unscathed. It seems they have a bit of a running forward swipe attack, which is something to be wary of. So I'm not quite sure how I want to explore this section now. I guess we're going to go west along the cliffside and see if anything interesting is here. It does look like we can go underneath the cliff now. In fact, this area appears to be a different type of swamp. I have to imagine it's poison. It is. Just testing that out by standing in it. So there's a swamp to our west. Kind of intrigued on wanting to go check it out simply because it's not obvious that you can go underneath this section by looking at the map. Before we do that though, let's check out what else is in this little forested section here. I have to imagine not a whole lot. But you know me, I gotta know. In fact, I'm not seeing much of anything besides some trees. We are now the eastern edge of the section that I want to explore, because we've definitely checked out this little island, including the octopus creature. Patches is on top of that little island as well. What do they call it? The Scenic Isle. This is where the White Branch was, where we found the old man ghost who led us to the last cave. Which means we're kind of retreading our territory a little bit. I'm going to remove these markers now. No, don't remove all markers, just that one. Okay, so there's an island in front of us. We've not checked out. Let's check out this little patch of blue crystal. I imagine just more of the crystal slugs here. Yeah, sorry. I'm sure you're not too pleased about me coming in and slaying all your friends and family, perhaps, but that's what I'm doing. More crystal bud. I think that means that this little section of the swamp I'm gonna label as cleared. Let's go check out that little island I saw. Is it this one? It is. Not sure what we'll find up here. More demi-humans, perhaps. Oh, some albinorics, as I was calling them. Although now I'm not sure that they are referred to as albinorcs. This one's got a shield and a decent sized club. I don't think that shield's gonna be enough to stop me. He did get an attack off. I'm gonna chug once just to play it safe. Those wooden shields are not enough. This one has like a bit of a steel shield though. It's also casting some sort of frost breath technique. Let's do a jump attack. Oh, it did not die. He does have chain armor on. And we got our flask back. Ooh, this is a thing. One of those crystal tears or something. Yeah, dexterity, not crystal tears. So that gives us 10 plus dexterity when we use it on our wondrous flask. Which might be of use at some point. It might not be useful at all. So now we can just continue going west. Again, these little symbols indicate we've not explored any of this section. I kind of want to go check out that swamp now. I didn't see anything too deadly in there, just a giant crab. We've dealt with a bunch of them already in this playthrough, as well as I've dealt with a bunch of them in Dark Souls 3. Just want to check out what else is going on in this little rock section before I commit to the actual swamp. Doesn't look like there is anything really, just some small crabs. That said, they could easily hide an item in here. It's hard to see what's going on, period. So we're back at the poison section now. Looking at it from another angle, there's a lot of poison crabs. Well, I don't know if they're poison, but they must be if they're chilling in the swamp. There's a veranda over there that we're not going to explore just yet, because I think I'm going to turn around. I'm going to decide that I've checked all I wanted to check over here, and then we're going to approach on the eastern end of that poison swamp. This area is a bit barren. I kind of expected something else. Some enemies. Some items. Oh. Hello. Did not expect him to have the power to turn his flamethrower to the side. Okay, it was a bit sketchy there. And also we had an uninvited guest join us. I was flailing my sword too much that she heard me. People are dying. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. First off, poison, therefore bog. Bog's a good word. Some poison bloom here. So as long as we stay on the horse, we will not get poisoned. That said, it is going to make these fights a little more complicated. In fact, let's switch off to the heavy great axe. And before I do that, let's also two-hand it. Ride the horse again, and let's see what we can do versus this crab. The reason why I switched to the axe again is because it has a better moveset for attacking while on horseback. I do hear twinkling. There it is in front of us. Let's have a look at what's south. Just another crab. I think this is the first one we might have seen. It seems that the crabs kind of struggle. Okay. Maybe don't circle on its left side, because that's where its large claw is. It has a very quick... Actually, no, I think the large claw is on the other side. I don't know. I'm a dummy. Some materials up here. We'll chug up real quick. Spot a poison bloom. Probably not necessary. Found a little crab section. I imagine once we go after that scarab, a bunch of crabs are going to come out of the ground. So if that's the case, I'm going to chase them back towards where we came from. It did not. We got an Ash of War, Vow of the Indomitable. Could be a good spell. Let's have a look. Or skill, I guess. Vow of the Indomitable. Skill of the ancient warriors of the Erd Tree. Hold shield aloft to imbue yourself with golden power, granting momentary invincibility. Usable on all shields. A spell that makes you invincible. Again, sorry, a skill that makes you invincible. That's definitely interesting. I don't know if there's ever been an item that did that in Dark Souls before. There was a spell that prevented you from dying. That was kind of useful in PvP sometimes. It would make it so you'd survive at 1 HP. But yeah, I don't think there's ever been a tactic of invincibility. Leave the little crabs alive. There's no reason to take them out. Guess we'll deal with the other large crabs, though. Yeah, we probably want to circle like this. It seems like it's struggling to even keep up with me. Horseback battle seems pretty good once you're used to how it functions. Get some more crab eggs. And golden runes. This map's not going to tell us anything of use anymore in this little swamp section. There's that gazebo in the distance. We're circling the wrong way now, but I think we're okay because we're behind it. Did not drop crab eggs that time. We still have quite a bit of souls. Where am I even looking? Okay, the veranda was over there. There's an item inside of it. Or is that a Site of Grace? Definitely a Site of Grace, so I guess we'll go over there. See what else we see. We're back in the normal waters. Or rather, the magical waters of Lake Liurnia. Looks like just a nice little serene environment here. Which makes sense as to why there's a Site of Grace. We know we can rest for the moment. But we're not going to. We're just going to touch Grace. Have a quick look around the area. And then we'll go back into the bog. Again, bog is a good word. Trying not to repeat my vernacular too much, but you know, it is what it is. These Let's Plays are a bit of an exercise in explaining myself to myself and to others, I suppose. Found a little mushroom spot. I think we have quite a bit of mushrooms now, so we don't necessarily need to go looking for more. Got a prawn ahead. I guess we'll go check out this other veranda. Actually, maybe we won't. Maybe that'll be a good signifier as to where we've not looked. So, to follow that path, I'm going to put another marker here and like here, and then we'll take off this one, and then we'll go back south. Folly on the Lake was the name of that Site of Grace. Why are people dying here? Are they just seriously just running to the top and then falling off? Is there like an item that people are trying to get? I'm gonna say no. Weird spot for a lot of bloodstains. Let's see if another bloodstain just runs up it. I'm curious now. It really does. People think they're invincible. That is quite a drop. Okay, so let's not go too much more west. I don't see anything of interest in our current sight line. Something just got hurt down there. I do see a crab in the distance with an item. I'm guessing I'm going to leave that for later. It is just a white item. Try crab. Looks like this is a little bit of a dividing section between the magical lake and the poisonous swamp. Oh, I thought this was just a wall here, but it seems it was not. I'm really worried we're reaching the point where I'm just going to be skimming over everything and missing stuff. Not to mention the bosses and whatnot, that it can only happen at nighttime. It is nighttime now, so... Yes, just double checked. It is actually almost morning soon. Hopefully we get a bit more visibility. Seems these crabs are feasting upon this corpse, but this corpse contains an item. Let's see what happens if I just take the item. Smithing stone, too. Crabs did not have an issue with me taking that item. Oh, there is an item over there. I wonder... That's probably some crab eggs that I just missed. I wonder if it was the crab that I said it didn't drop anything. And it definitely did. Okay. Still kind of going a bit of a meandery path here. We are directly underneath whatever building is above us. We got more hanging corpses. Sign of despair oncoming, perhaps. Suggesting that if we continue going this way, we're gonna have a bad time. So I have heard this sound before. It was back in Caelid, in the poison crimson rot swamp. I wasn't sure if it would indicated that there's an enemy or not. But I suppose that answers that, eh? Okay, let's get out of here. I did not mean to dismount. I'm very scared now. Let's get back on the horse. We're still poisoned. Oh, we need to use some soap. Where's the soap at? Soap! 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 Oh my gosh. Okay. We're taking some dumb damage. We're not poisoned. Let's not jump off the horse again. Also, let's not get knocked off the horse. There's a very real chance that that's about to happen. Kind of deking up the crab a little bit there. That was the scariest crab fight we've had yet. So it appears if we encounter another little geyser, as I was calling them, it might indicate that there's a creature, or particularly a crab, hiding, lurking in the waters. Lots of tiny crabs just eating. We are at these gallows now. They're not crucified and they're not screaming. It is still nighttime. Kind of worried about the corpses. I don't think they're gonna do anything. Oh, that man's not having a good time. Also, that man's left arm appears to be a branch. And this man's legs are like see-through. In fact, so is this man's. What about this one? Yeah, they got like a little bit of a lingering, you can just hardly see it. I don't know how well it'll be obvious in the recording. It's very obvious here, though. It looks like something is dripping down below. Could just be a bit of a graphical glitch. We are in the village of the Albinorex, it seems. This man is breathing. It's time to dismount, perhaps. It's very dark down here. Let's turn on the lantern. Hopefully they're not light averse, although they might be, considering they live in a cave. Hello. How are you? Not good, I imagine. No? Okay, so this is a pretty pitiful attack right there. Is there anything else you can do? Clambering forward. That is another pitiful attack. I don't know if it has a hitbox on it or if it's just its way of moving forward. Seems like it tried to combo into that attack. I don't want it to grab me. I don't want to find out if it has a grab or not. I didn't even realize there's a coffin right there. It is not open, so we cannot loot it. So we could also go down below. Or continue our path up. Do a bit of a mercy kill there. Oh, it seems we have found Nephili Low? With a lot of corpses here. Lots and lots of corpses. I'm just going to stand on them as I talk to her.
It's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare made by men.
Okay.
But this time, I'm a woman grown. And though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nephili, warrior.
Nephili. I'm always going to pronounce her name wrong, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to look into the swamp again. Lots of crabs. I think we're going to stay up here now for the moment. See what we find in this village of Albinorix. Some of these men are alive, and by some I mean a lot, perhaps? Probably should have thought my plan through a little bit, because now we have found ourselves in front of a bunch of enemies. Bestial Sling did not seem to do that much damage. Catch Flame's pretty good. Don't get comboed to death. Hey, Nephili, you want to help? I'm gonna say that she does not want to help. What about the fireball? How good is the fireball? Fully charged. I had to aim at the second one to see if it would hit them both with one. Didn't really happen that way. Appears to be a spirit at the well in front of us in the center of town. Okay, missed a charge attack. We are one-handing again for that little encounter there, because I decided to use Fireball. So this is going to be a seed. It's a larval tier, so that allows us to respec, assuming we ever find the NPC. There is an enemy there spewing out poison. Spewing being like a technical term this time, as opposed to what I say when something is shooting out poison, like the land squirts. I say spew stuff all the time. But that man was retching, was quite literally vomiting. So it seems like most of this area is now empty. We took out all the men by the graves. What does this spirit have to say? His little neck brace is kind of freaking out. This village is done for. Please, even if it's just you, old Albus, hide well and still your breath. So there might be someone here, another NPC, that is hiding. Armament ahead. I don't know. We should go across the bridge. I don't know if that's a dead end or a whole nother path. There is an item down there. That's a nice little hat you found yourself with. It's like a crescent moon. We'll go down there eventually. For now, I guess we touch the Site of Grace. Once again, another location where it seems like Site of Graces are pretty common. Is this going to say Village of the Albinorix here? Yes, it does. The name of that Site of Grace. Let's see what's up here briefly. More enemies, of course. Another bridge. Whatever this enemy is, it is definitely more deadly than the other ones. The fact that it's standing on its hind legs. suggests that it's going to be a bit more of a fight. Let's go across this rickety bridge. Probably should read some of those messages. Okay. We got a crawling caster now, dropping glintstone firefly. Thought I heard something. Albinoric blood clot. Another NPC there. Sorry, not an NPC, an enemy. We've not been over there. Seems to be a spire. Actually, we have encountered one of these. It was like a magician's tower. That building directly in front of us. Lots of crabs below. What else is new? Seems we have a few more enemies guarding that blue item there. Let's take out this one, I guess. Appears to be a weapon in front of us, whatever that blue item is. I'm glad they made the effort of changing what the items look like, if they are a special item or not. Going out of your way for some white item materials that you don't necessarily need is not that fun, but going out of your way for a blue item, a crystal sword. Let's read about that. Another crystal weapon. The crystal knife is a signature weapon of glintstone miners. The sword, fashioned from pure crystal, a deed impossible for a human and wreathed with powerful magic, or magical power. Its attack scales with intelligence. It's funny that it just says that in the description. Oh yeah, it's attack scales. The inscrutable crystallians have but one clear purpose: to safeguard their crystals unto the end. One theory posits that they yearn for the return of their creator, who will carve for them new brethren. Okay, so the crystallians do not necessarily exist as a normal life form. Again, adding to my theory that they're friggin' aliens. But it seems that in order to reproduce, I guess, they need their creator to come and carve them out of crystal, which is why they protect them so much. Perhaps their brethren are hidden deep in the crystal waiting to be carved out, you know? Alright, so this man, kind of want to get a sneak attack in if we can. Got quite a cloak on him. Definitely made the fight easier. Budding cave moss times 5. Looks like we have a warrior jar up in front of us. There's also a bridge to our left. Let's see what's going on with this jar section. Try attacking. By the way, be wary of a visible sword. So it did suggest that someone was hiding. That ghost suggested it. There's an item in this coffin, but the coffin's not open. We can still loot it though. An ivory sickle. Another new type of item. I wonder what class of item that is counted as. Is it a scythe? Or is it not even a weapon? Oh, it's a dagger. Sickle fashioned from ivory, weapon carried by aged Albinorics. So maybe those little munchkins I was calling are actually aged Albinorics. I still don't understand what that means, because I thought the frog people were Albinorics too. These weapons are evidence of their dedication to the Halig tree, despite never having entered its presence. So it's an ivory weapon dedicated to the Halig tree. So perhaps the Halig tree is not gold, but it is white. And again, the Halig tree was in place before the Erd tree. At some point, the Erd tree became the source of all the good will and magic in the universe, the incantations of the world. Before that was the Halig tree. Alright, I'm gonna smash this jar now.
Please, no. Dear me.
Didn't quite smash as I wanted.
No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. You're not one of them? Well, What a relief.
This man looks like my long-lost grandpa. D. Merc's long-lost grandpa.
That's me. I am Albus, an Albinoric.
Albus Dumbledore, the Albinoric.
Finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything.
Cursemongers?
No one that remains has
One who
their
mongs
sword.
curses?
I beg you.
I kind of like that
When you look
cursemonger.
after this medallion, you must keep it out of the cursemonger's hands.
I mean, I'll try. Haligtree secret medallion.
If you
Ooh.
should meet the young Albinoric Latena, then please give it to her.
I think we have met Latena. Oh, she was, yeah, okay, she's at the Slumbering Wolf Shack. Okay. That's cool. Again, I don't know why he looks so weird. Obviously, he's an Albinoric, but she looked like a normal tarnish to me. Hello. Really nothing over here but a little ambush, eh? It's kind of funny. We did not pick up this, Michaela's Lily, which is another item that describes, the Haligtree. Standard ahead, aka is going to be a lot of enemies on this bridge. You can already see them. This one's zooming. I can't even lock onto it, even though it's definitely the closest out of all of them. It really is zooming. Apparently the wizards have are a bit more spry than the rest of them. Like, look how slow these men are moving. Do have a red scarab in front of us. It's not that necessary for us to get, considering we're at full flasks and full HP. While I dodge that man, we got another blue item below. And I guess the rest of the village in front of us. Didn't even need to bother with that, but I did anyway. What does this message say? Something about mushrooms? Was my assumption. We got a gold summon sign here. We can summon Nepheli Lu. Nepheli Lu. Is there really going to be anything down here that's worth summoning her for? This thing is breathing. I have to imagine that's an NPC. It is. And by NPC, I mean enemy. Boss ahead. Try horseback battle. Be wary of weak foe. I kind of want to summon Nepheli Lu. But if he's weak, then it doesn't matter either way. He's going to die. So let's summon Nepheli Lu. Since apparently she's my waifu. We're both from the Badlands. We're both heroes. Wearing little armor. And using axes. Let's see what kind of nonsense this man has in store for us. It looks like he's power stancing 2 large swords. I don't know if they're great swords or if they're just normal curved swords. This is the Omen Killer. So he's not just a traditional NPC, and in fact he breathes fire. Tried to do a backstab. I'm just standing in the fire. Do not stand in the fire. Oh, he's got some dogs. Surprise. Oh, they're just mowing us down. Please, let me take out the dog. Am I two-handing? I'm not two-handing. Nepheli Lu's just dead. Okay. Run away briefly. Briefly, bravely run away. I definitely just let my waifu die. I guess that's what we're calling her. I'm sorry, I got distracted by some dogs. The funny thing is, I definitely saw those dogs. I saw 1 or 2 dogs. He did big damage. Got an interesting mask on. We both went for the crazy charge attack. What was that? It was like a triple jump attack combo. Cannot. I tried to do a charge attack trade there. Oh, this isn't gonna work either. Probably should switch back to the grafted blade greatsword, perhaps. About half dead. So are we, though. Tried to do the triple slam attack again, but I cut him off. Okay, we cannot give him a little bit of range because he's just going to spew fire. I wonder if he gets more or less HP because well, probably more, if anything. Because I summoned Nefeli Lu and then went to engage. I did take out the Omen Killer. 2 bosses down. Not that many souls. Crucible, not Talisman. Let's have a look at that. Reduces damage and impact of headshots. Talisman fashioned from a bony knot that embodies the aspect of various creatures, said to have grown on the human body long ago. Reduces damage impact of headshots. A vestige of the crucible of primordial life. Born partially of devolution, it was considered a signifier of the divine in ancient times, but is now increasingly disdained as an impurity as civilization has advanced. Okay, that has some interesting lore implications there. Especially in an area with a bunch of Halig tree stuff. I wonder if the Halig tree is perhaps one of the sources of primordial life. And then as civilization evolved, people began to disdain and treat that as a negative. If you perhaps were a human with a budding horn, you were seen as lesser, like a less pure human, I guess. And then as time went on, the Erd Tree became of more and more importance to the people. Yeah, that boss wasn't too tough. I'm surprised Nefeli Lu died so quickly. Hopefully she's not going to be angry with me that I let her die. Kinda intrigued enough to go back and see what she has to say. Either way, I'm definitely not doing quests as properly as I could be, I'm sure. There's no way you could do quests properly in your first run of a Souls game. That's just how it works. So, if she's not going to be happy with the fact that she didn't get the kill on the boss, it is what it is. She is directly underneath this bridge, so we should go just have a chat briefly. Seems we might be done with this area as well. She's gone now. Well, hopefully she ain't dead. Dead. So I think we're done here. So let's go back to Liurnia, the Albinorc, at the Slumbering Wolf's shack. And let's present her this little piece that we got. Actually, before we do that, we should read about it. Because we did not. Grand Lift of Rolled. Right half split medallion depicting the Halig tree, and the Dectus medallion depicts the Erd tree. The Halig tree is indeed like white with a green center. The Dectus medallion doesn't really have a color, but there is a gold gem in the center. Brandishing the medallion with both halves conjoined will activate the Grand Lift of Rolled, granting access to a hidden path. In other words, the secret medallion will guide the bearer to the land of Miquella's Halig tree. It's like a secret path, and then they spelt it out directly for you. Not so secret anymore. That's interesting. Maybe we will encounter a Halig tree. I thought the Halig tree would be long gone by now. Perhaps it is just hidden away from people who disdain it or fear it, as we were reading about previously. Let's talk to Liurnia here.
I told the all-hearing brute already that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
Her other half, does that imply maybe her significant other was slain by someone searching for this secret medallion?
Do you speak true?
So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I have no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Liurnia, An Albinoric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me.
The all-hearing brute.
The medallion's better off in your hands anyway. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Miquella's Halig tree. If you accept, I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts of the medallion's other half.
Sure.
Thank you
Definitely not
kindly.
refusing that one.
They say the other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erd Tree.
Oh.
In Castle Sol, on the mountaintops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold.
Wait, so is the medallion past the Grand Lift?
When
That
I
doesn't
say
make
it's
sense.
Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My
Oh.
better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo.
So that significant other who died was in fact this wolf. And now we can summon Liurnia the Albinoric.
Need it, and I will fight at your side.
Cool. Let's read about that Ash. She's not dead though, so it's like it's a little weird that we can summon her. We can summon her actually. We do have 75 FP. So let's just we can't use it right here. I wanted to see. A rare case of one who chose to become a spirit voluntarily. Liurnia was renowned as a deft magic archer, but having lost her beloved wolf companion Lobo, she cannot move from the place where she was summoned. So she is a spirit already. She did just kind of teleport in front of our very eyes. Well, we got a decent amount accomplished today. There's still another section of the swamp we can explore. I guess we can do that in the next video, and then we'll continue north and checking out more of this swamp. And maybe one day I'll consider this area cleared. And yeah. Maybe we'll go to Rhea Lucaria eventually. Or maybe we'll even go to the Erd Tree. Because I think the actual Erd Tree is up here somewhere. But she said it was far to the north was the other half. Which is crazy. Because this already is such a huge map. And apparently we have to go even more north. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, click that like button. I very much appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, folks.